The following story has been brought to you by StoriesToInspire.org.
So I once gave a shir in our Yitzchak, and a fellow came in, and he sat down, and he looked a little white, and he said it, and he went over to me afterwards, and I said, "Hi, Shalom Aleichem, how are you? What's your name?" Gilad. I said, "Gilad, yeah." And Gilad tells me his story. He was in the Israeli army, and he was in the Gavani brigade. But this guy's telling me stories. He's telling me all kinds of stories. He says that he was in Gaza before Gaza, even then, that he was dressed like a lady. I'm not sure what the halachic ramifications of that are. And he would walk and he would gather information about different things that took place. And he said, and he even told me a story that once he saw, and he was told not to intervene into anything, not to talk, not to intervene, just look around. And once he saw two Bacharim, again, this is before, the Hamas took over Gaza, but it was still equally as dangerous. Like the equivalent today of going into Jenin or, I don't know. Ramallah, yeah. So, he said he saw two Yeshiva Bacharim Mishagoyim that wound up and took a walk in Gaza, And they were surrounded by a bunch of our cousins, and it didn't look too good. So he said, he's supposed to be an old lady walking along, and all he had was a pistol. He didn't even have a radio to call backup. So he said, "I can't save them, and they're Mishagoyim, right?" And he said, "For whatever reason, I decided it doesn't make any sense, but I can't let them die. They have mothers, they have fathers." And all of a sudden, this old lady took out her pistol and shot into the air and started screaming in different directions as if they had soldiers posted in different windows, which they weren't. But the ruse worked, and he was able to get them out. So he said, "I want to ask you a question." This is what he told me. This is what Gilad, who saved those two Bacharim, the old lady with his little pistol. So he said he came to America because he needed a kidney transplant. And he said he's petrified out of his wits. Scared out of his wits. He said, "How come then I wasn't scared and now I'm not scared?" And then I took out this pistol. That should have been a suicide mission. He said he was punished for what he did. He had no right to. They gave him. I don't know what they did to him. He lost his rank. I don't know, because he wasn't supposed to do it. They walked in. He says, "How come then I wasn't scared and now I'm scared out of my mind?" So I told him, "Look, you're asking me, I'll suggest something. I'm not the big brave guy here either, I said, then you're a soldier, you're a trained soldier. And you're the Gavani brigade. So you're the guy who shoots like this, you shoot like that, he kicks you here, you punch him like this. Everything has an answer to it. See, even now when you pulled out your gun, you had a plan. Okay, it was a wild plan, but you had a plan. You were never in a situation where it's totally out of your hands. Where what's going to happen is totally out of your hands. You have no shaykhs to it. Here you're this, tough and rough yet unbelievable military training. You could jump off cliffs and shoot, right? And there's nothing you can do. None of it is going to help you. You need the Rabbi to help someone find you a kidney. That's what it is. He says it's a different kind of training. You were never trained for this. You were trained to control and to have power. This is exactly the opposite. Now you have to give up. You have to give up and say, "Rabbi Shalom, my life is in your hands."
Enjoyed this story? Come again. Bring a friend. StoriesToInspire.org